What's up, real MVPs, Ricky Widmer here, and welcome in to a Hump Day edition, I'm here with my beautiful co-host, first off, Soapy Muffin. Soapy, how you doing?
Hey, I'm doing pretty good. How are you?
What did we call, so it was Mold Breaker Monday, Trend Setting Tuesday, yesterday you had a great name.
Wednesday.
Workaround Wednesday. We're back for a Workaround Wednesday here on MVP Games Live because, Mold Breaker Monday was supposed to be a thing. Had to push that back. Didn't have a show yesterday because of, because Dave and I took too long recording the mock draft, which then we didn't have time to do Games Live, which we went right into Sports Live. That was on me. I apologize to Soapy already. So now we're doing I already forgot the name, Soapy. I already fucking forgot the name. What did you just call it?
Workaround Wednesday.
Workaround Wednesday, that's it. So now we're doing a Workaround Wednesday. Is that just me saying that, if I didn't come up with the idea, like, fuck it, I'm not going to remember what it is? I hope not. I hope my mind's not that much of a dick. But, we are back for another Mold Breaker Monday type of topic on a non-Monday. And today, Soapy and I got a banger for you because this Friday is Christmas. And I know there's the side of it. The thing I always think of, Soapy, and we'll get into this before the housekeeping, is I don't know about you. I always feel weird mentioning Christmas only because I know not everyone celebrates Christmas. Am I weird for thinking that?
Well, no, I don't think it's weird. I think it's also just we've slowly started transitioning to where more people just say, like, Happy Holidays now.
Yes, yeah. Like, I mean, the whole thing is, like, when we do a Christmas episode, it's like, there's a part of me that thinks it's like, do the people that don't celebrate Christmas, do they get mad? Do they get upset that people are doing Christmas episodes? Which I hope you're not, because today's a Christmas episode for us. We're going to talk about our best moments, our favorite moments throughout our childhood with Christmas gaming. You might have come down the stairs. You might have walked out your room if you were me, because we didn't have an upstairs to our house. You saw the presents all under the tree. You opened them up. You got your favorite games. We're going to talk about our favorite ones today to kind of end the week before Soapy and I take our 2-day break from Games Live before coming back for a banger of a week to end out 2020. But Soapy, let's do some housekeeping before we get into it. Number one, if you are not in the Discord, the greatest community on the internet, you got to get yourself in there. It's a banging community, conversations going on each and every day. Soapy just dropped in the gaming channel today about, I just learned there's the KFC console, which to me seems like the stupidest thing in the world and is apparently going to be $2,000 just to keep your chicken warm.
Don't shit talk the chicken chamber.
You know what? The chicken chamber sounds stupid because it sounds stupid. I thought it was a joke when you told me about it. But yeah, the Discord link down below if you're on YouTube, !Discord into Twitch chat, get you that link. Also, if you want to support us, patreon.com/MVPvids is how you go ahead and do that. All of our patrons get some banging rewards. The Discord, you get to get the watch-alongs for $1. You get to be a part of our reader mail for $5. You get to get extra content early for select content that we have from MVP a week early before anyone else. For example, Soapy's going to be doing some banging videos for the channel. And if you're at the gold or higher, you get to get those a week early before anyone else. But hey, you didn't hear that from me. That's just a little secret that I'm floating on out there to you. And then our platinum our platinum supporters, which I thank them each and every show, Pat Hill and Philly Sean, our Patreon producers for MVP Games Live. And then, like I said, we're always on Twitch, twitch.tv/MVPvids. We're also on YouTube at MVP Entertainment, so go like and sub for everything that we are going to do. Friday is going to be a big day, not just because it's Christmas, Soapy, but because I have 2 movies to watch on Christmas. I've got Wonder Woman 1984, which I'm hearing good things from the early reviews. IGN, I saw, gave it an 8 out of 10, and their headline said it's better than the first. So that's a thumbs up. I'm excited for that. And then also Disney Pixar's Soul comes out on Friday. So I got 2 movies to watch and 2 reviews to do on Christmas so that you guys can hear my thoughts on that as well. But Soapy, let's get into what we're talking about today. And I kind of set it up. I'll set it up again. We're talking about our favorite moments in Christmas with gaming, because I don't know about you, Soapy, whenever there was a system that came out, whenever there were games around the holidays, they were always on my shopping list. Whether it was when I was a young lad from about 6 to 8 years old wanting my N64 games from my PS games, I always wanted video games. That was what I always wanted, with a little bit of mixture of other things in there as well. So we're just going to kind of have a chill conversation, but I'm going to pass it off to you first. I am going to let you take the lead first, and I hope I'm not putting you on the spot with this, but yeah, I'm going to let you take the lead. What is one memory from your time as a child with Christmas and gaming that you will never forget until the day you die?
I mean, it's more of just something that happened every Christmas when like a specific like if games that I wanted were coming out. This one mostly ties into when the Xbox 360 came out.
Yeah.
Obviously there's a bunch of boxes. I'm excited, and you get told that specific order to open stuff in. It's, oh, don't open this one first. You got to wait to open that one. And then my little brain's like, wait just 1 second. What's the one thing I asked for? What are all these smaller boxes for? Why is there one big box? Obviously, small child me was smart enough to piece it together.
I will ask you, by the way, was your family you get to open one on Christmas Eve family? Because that's what mine was. It was like, here you get to pick between these three. Which one do you want to open first on Christmas Eve?
My family was always we all sit around and open the gifts together on Christmas Day.
Okay.
But it was also, my family was one of those families that my dad would get up at 12 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm like, son of a bitch, wake up now.
Yeah, we need to open these GD gifts, motherfucker.
Yeah, that's basically what I would do. I'd just sit there and I'd be like, Mom, can you go wake up Dad? I want to open the gift.
Yeah.
She's like, no, don't keep sleeping. I'm like, no. I don't think you heard me correctly. Wake him up. But it would always be I'd get told a specific order of oh, well, open this one first, and that'd be the socks. And obviously, as a little kid, you don't like socks.
Yeah.
As you're an adult, you're like, holy hell, this is the holy grail.
Holy shit, I got underwear? Fuck, I can throw out the ones with the holes in it now.
Yeah, essentially. But, obviously you get the less exciting gifts of I got this. Okay, cool, thanks. And then they let you open the big box. And when you know what's in the big box, especially because, like I said before, Soapy's childlike brain decided to piece the two parts together. I saw the Xbox 360 box. And man, my little heart lit up like a Christmas tree.
Dude, I can only imagine. Was that the only console you got on Christmas?
Technically, it's weird. Okay. So my brother had gotten his PlayStation 2, I believe, on Christmas. But it was one of those things that I basically just played the shit out of his PlayStation to the point where they just bought me one.
Yeah.
But the 360 was the first ever console I actually got for Christmas. So it was one of those things that while I was playing, obviously I wanted a 360 because by that point kind of was transitioning out of PlayStation. I was kind of playing the classic Xbox more. Yeah. So, I'm sitting here slowly transitioning, and the 360 was coming out, and I'm like, man, dude, I really want that. When it turns out, my family paid attention to that. I still remember, because I got it the year it released. It wasn't a year later. So I got that bad boy, and let me recheck the date. 2005. A little 5-year-old me.
God, 5-year-old you, 15-year-old me. Just throwing it out there. 15-year-old Ricky.
Yeah. It was, I was sitting there. I opened it and I'm like, oh my goodness, dude, I can't believe it. The 360, it's the greatest thing to ever happen.
It's like the fucking holy grail. You open it and the light just shoots up and it's like, oh.
Yeah. Now, obviously, this was the OG 360, so it's the big bulky white one. Yeah. That came with the games. It came with this weird party play disc. Yeah. It had Uno, Feeding Frenzy. Yes. And all this. It had all just the weird games that you never would play,
Mm-hmm.
but you just knew they were there.
Mm-hmm.
Because with that, whenever that happened, and I was sitting there playing them, like that was the only game I got on launch, and it's
Mm-hmm.
mostly just because it was, as a 5-year-old, they probably don't want me playing like half the launch titles.
Yeah.
They were all like M-rated games, so they're like, fuck it, you can play Uno. But obviously, as I got older, for Christmas, I would just start getting like more and more games. Or basically, 360 was my Christmas console.
Mm-hmm.
Every year, I'm like, all right, it's Christmas time. What game do you guys buy me this time?
Yeah, and that's the thing that was great. Like for me, the thing that I always remembered was it was never Santa that got me my consoles. It was always like I had mentioned this on a past episode like last week where so how we would do Christmas was we would always have my family, like my mom has three brothers and sisters, or yeah, three brothers and sisters, and her sister's family would always come over, and then that would be my aunt, my uncle, and then two of my cousins. And my aunt would always, I like, it was one of those where it's like, I kind of knew after a while of like, okay, Santa didn't get me this console. Aunt Judy fucking got me the console. Like, Aunt Judy fucking, she delivered. And every single Christmas, I had a console to where, but the only one that I didn't have, which, wait, by the way, I'll just say, how we did it is like you wake up, it's like, okay, the whole family wakes up. Usually my mom would always say you get one gift on Christmas Eve. And like my parents did the unique thing of like, you only get to pick from these three, which they knew they weren't going to let you pick like, oh, that's the video game, but oh shit, he doesn't have the console yet because he gets that tomorrow because Aunt Judy's bringing it. So usually it was like some game for a system I already had that wasn't going to get replaced by the new one. So it was like, okay. Then it was the fact of like Christmas Day, we woke up, we did the same thing you did. Entire family wakes up, me and my sister open up our presents, and then basically we would do the same thing once family got there. So cousins' family would come over, we would give them their gifts, they would open it, they would give us our gifts, we would open it, and that's when I always got the console, and I was so fucking happy each and every time. However, the one Christmas memory that will never leave my mind because, and I got to check a date just like you did because I originally looked up the wrong date. So the original PS3 came out in, I think it was 2005 as well. No, it was 2006.
Yeah, it came out a year after.
So it came out November 17th, 2006. This was the first year that I think it was either my aunt got it for me or my mom got it for me, one of the two, but it was the first time that my mom let me have it early. She let me have the console before Christmas because I was 16 years old at this point. I was no longer a kid. And it was like, you know what, Santa didn't get you this, we got you it. And it's the whole point of the reason why I find it funny is the night she gave it to me, which was a couple days before Christmas. It wasn't even like Christmas Eve. I set up the PlayStation 3, the big bulky motherfucker, vertically, set it up next to my area. You want to know why I didn't play it right away, Soapy? Do you want to know the reason why I didn't play it? What'd you say?
You didn't have any games.
Oh, no, I had games. Because I had to finish the game I was previously playing, which was Resident Evil 4 on the Wii.
Oh.
And I distinctly remember in my head sitting there like this, PS right next to me, like it would be right here next to me. And it's like, nope, I'm pointing the thing at the screen. I'm like, I gotta finish Resident Evil 4 first. Which most people would say, Ricky, that's a poor choice. Put down Resident Evil 4. It's a game that came out, let's see, I think the original came out in like 2000, like the original Resident Evil 4. And then they re-released it for the Wii, and I got that date right here. They re-released it for the Wii in 2005, so it was already a year old. It was a 5-year-old remake that I was playing a year after the re-release came out, and it was just one of those things. No, it was 2000. Was it? Then it was no. How the fuck does that date not line up? Did I get the PlayStation a year after it came out? I don't fucking know now. Because I remember I was playing Resident Evil when I got my PS3. So maybe I got the PS3 a year after it came out then. Because that fucking Resident Evil didn't come out until 2007 for the Wii. And I remember playing it when I got my PS3. So yeah, shit. I was talking to you like, shit, we didn't even get consoles when they originally came out. I didn't even get my PS3 until it came out. Or was that the... Shit, I am fucking bad with memory. Yeah, the point is, it was Christmas. I got a PS3. I didn't play it right away because of the fact that I was playing Resident Evil 4. To me, though, Soapy, there was, like... Was there ever a game, like, we talked about consoles and stuff. You talked about the 60, I talked about, or the 360, I talked about the PS3. Was there ever a game that you got to where you were so excited you got that game on Christmas?
Dude, that's mostly a tough one, and it's just because...
For me, I got two.
Yeah, because for me, there's been multiple games,
mm-hmm.
But once again, a lot of them were games like I played once, and like I loved playing them, but like afterwards, my brain is like, okay, yeah, push that to the side. That's not important information. I don't need to ever remember that.
Push that to the side.
Trying to think if I can think of one. If you want to come back to me, I can see if I can remember any of them.
Yeah, we could do that. Because for me, there's two, and this was back to where, like, so you brought up the time of like, you got the 360 when you were 5 years old. Mine is when I was around the same age, because I want to see which one was actually the first one. So that one was 1998. The other one was, I'm searching through game. I hate this Wikipedia page I'm looking at, by the way, because it won't let me sort through North American release date, so I have to look through. There were technically three. The first one, they're all N64 games. The first one was in 1997, about a month after it was released. I got Bomberman 64, which was a fucking banger of a game. I played the shit out of that game. Not just played it the day of Christmas, but like me and my friends, Dave, our friend Sean, our friend Nick, we played that game like a shit ton. It was like the best party game that we played. Plus, our friend Sean had I think it was a Commodore 64, the one with the little like slide like chip discs. I think it was a Commodore, where he also had a Bomberman game. So we would play that game at his house. We would play Bomberman 64 at my house. So that was one I remember getting on Christmas that I was fucking psyched about. The second one was 1998 when I got Ocarina of Time, which that took up my entire... That was a game that when I was playing it, my parents literally had to unplug... My dad unplugged the N64 on me and said, you need to come spend time with family because you are spending too much time on this game. And I was like, but Dad, it's fucking Zelda. I didn't say fucking, but... Yeah, you know what I meant. I was like, but Dad, it's Zelda. Like, this is the game I've been waiting for, that I have seen so much about in my Nintendo Power magazines. Because remember, I don't know if you were young enough for Nintendo Power magazines, so because of the internet and shit. But yeah, I remember getting those in the mail, and you'd fucking open it up and read about everything and see the ad. So it's like, I was hyped about that game. And then the third one was the first Banjo-Kazooie came out in June, so I got that one a little bit before Christmas. But the sequel to that game, Banjo-Tooie, I got that one on Christmas. That was one that came out, yet again, a November 20 release. Got it a month later because back then, as a kid, you rarely got games right on release, because parents were like, oh, well, maybe you'll get it for Christmas. Like, maybe we'll get it for Christmas, which was a good thing because obviously if they gave it to you right away, you got nothing to open up on Christmas. But yeah, I remember Banjo-Tooie was another one that I was playing the shit out of, mainly because I loved the first Banjo-Kazooie game so much, and reading about it in Nintendo Power, the sequel, I was fucking hyped about it at that point too. So like those are for me 3 that I will never forget. Ocarina of Time, Banjo-Tooie, and then the OG, the first one, Bomberman 64 for my N64.
Yeah. So I did have to look up, some of them.
Mm-hmm.
Because I was not expecting this to get tossed at me.
Hey, fucking sometimes I do that. I throw the curveballs at you.
Yeah. At least like the one. I mean, there's been multiple game series that I've gotten like just on Christmas.
Yeah.
That I really enjoyed. The main one is still one of my favorite game franchises of all time.
Mm-hmm.
And Christmas introduced me to it. Is in 2010. Basically, 10-year-old me. By this point, they didn't give a fuck if I was playing violent games or not. They're just like, all right, whatever.
Yeah.
A game that came out a year earlier that I was looking at, and I was like, man, dude, I really want to play that. But obviously, was getting told, no, you're too young, can't play those, they're violent, blah, 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 blah. Christmas comes around next year, I open it up, see Borderlands 1 sitting there.
Oh.
And it was one of those things that, obviously it had been out for a year. Mm-hmm. So by this point, it already had all its DLCs, all the level caps were put into the game.
Mm-hmm.
Because I got the Game of the Year edition.
Yeah.
So little kid me was like,
you got it all.
Yeah. Imagine just getting that huge bundle, just for one thing. And then it was, I believe, a couple years later.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yep. I had to double check it.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here, minding my own business, playing the 360 still. Every once in a while playing Borderlands, but I'm like, whatever. 2012 rolls around. Borderlands 2 is coming out, and I'm like, man, really want that game. And I get hit with who knows, maybe you'll get it on Christmas. And I'm like, all right, cool. So that's my Christmas gift.
Who knows? That's the international parent of like, you're getting it on Christmas of who knows, maybe you'll get it for Christmas.
Yeah, that's essentially what that means.
Mm-hmm.
If there is any child listening, just know if you hear maybe you'll get it on Christmas, that means you're getting it on Christmas.
Yeah.
But, Borderlands 2 came out, and I was like, man, really want that game. Like, every time we'd go to the store, I'd be like, hey, Mom, can you buy Borderlands? She's like, no, we don't have the money for it right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, okay, cool. Whatever. Obviously, I wasn't happy. Christmas comes around, open that bad boy up, and I'm like, man, I get to play Borderlands 2 from basically its launch.
Mm-hmm.
Because it came out in October.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm like 2 months behind.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no DLC or anything had come out. Grinded the ever-living hell out of that. The pre-sequel I got on launch day, that's because I just had money of my own.
Mm-hmm.
So that wasn't even a Christmas gift.
Yeah.
And as well, along with Borderlands 2, Gears of War games.
Okay.
Obviously, I got them a lot later because once again, the whole violent, a whole violent game thing,
Mm-hmm.
that ain't happening. Turn 10, the first 2 games got bought for me.
Okay.
Played them both. Loved them both. And I think it was, I don't remember what year Gears of War 3 came out. I think it was like 2011.
Mm-hmm.
Played that. One of the only games to ever make me cry. Mind you, because a sad moment in it.
Last of Us 1, baby. That's the last game. That is one of the last games to make me cry. Notice how I said Last of Us 1, by the way.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, because you wouldn't even experience fucking having Last of Us 2.
I will experience it. I was going to leave this as a secret, Soapy, but I'm going to say it now. My plan is, because we're not recording tomorrow, is that I'm going to start playing them tomorrow. Because I'm going to have all day to fucking do it.
Yeah, well,
a special Christmas Eve stream with Ricky.
Yeah.
Soapy's like, I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of other ones. Like obviously a lot of these were more or less of just like
Mm-hmm.
I'm just kind of looking through like all the Xbox 360 games, and most of them I'm just kind of like, oh, I just kind of got that like sometime during the year
Mm-hmm. One
because
one that I
I got
remember.
all these.
I'm gonna cut you off because one that I remember that it was one where I was so happy when I got the game on Christmas was because I was so angry that I didn't get it on on release. Was so the only console that I did not get like right on release was the Dreamcast. And the reason why is I got the Dreamcast when it was so I had my tonsils taken out and basically I was at home, couldn't talk, out of school. And my Aunt Judy, fucking MVP as she is, was like, for your getting your tonsils out here, I got you a fucking Dreamcast. And one of the games that originally came out with the Dreamcast was my favorite fucking. It ended up being my favorite Dreamcast game of all time, Sonic Adventures, and I love Sonic the Hedgehog. So when I didn't have that game, it was one of those where it's like you never bite the hand that feeds you. Like you never yell at Hydro. He says Hydro Thunder. I got it. You guys can't see it. Fucking glare. Because I'm an idiot. But I have it on my screen, Dave. I have Hydro Thunder on my screen because it's another one. Dave would finish school. He'd come over. We'd play fucking Hydro Thunder on the Dreamcast because we loved playing that at the movie. The local movie theater had the actual seat where you would sit in. But having Hydro Thunder at home was just the fucking jam. But I didn't get Sonic as soon as I got the Dreamcast. I had to wait till Christmas. So it was one of those where I was upset I didn't get it when I got the Dreamcast, but then it made that moment of when I got it on Christmas and I pulled that wrapping paper away and I saw because it was Sonic and it said Sonic Adventures. I fucking nearly cried. Like, cried because I was that excited that I had this game in my hands. Because, like I said, fucking I love Sonic. Maybe it was because I was a Sega boy. Remember, Sega does what Nintendo don't. I was always a Sega kid growing up. I liked it way more than the Nintendo Entertainment System, the NES. So yeah, like when I got that, I was fucking pumped. And then obviously the second one came out in like a February. So I didn't have to wait all the way until Christmas for that one. I got that one pretty much immediately. Because I told my mom, I'm like, I'm fucking saving my money. The little money you can save when you're a kid. And I'm going to go ahead and get that. But like, yeah, that was a happy time when I got Sonic Adventures. Because those were my two favorite the Dreamcast games I remember playing that got the most use out of me were Hydro Thunder. We would play Sonic Adventures. And then the one I remember the most is I think he was on the cover a couple years, but I think it was NFL 2K2. That was the one of the ones with Randy Moss on the cover. I know he was on 2K, but I think he was on 2K, 2K1, and 2K2. And then NBA, I think it was like NBA 2K that had Allen Iverson on the cover. Allen Iverson with like a blue background. I'll have to look those up, but like, yeah, those were the four games that got the most play out of me. The Allen Iverson 2K, the Randy Moss 2Ks, Sonic Adventures, and then Hydro Thunder.
Yeah, and it's one of those things that I almost was gonna pose one question, and I'm like, no, this is happy moments. This isn't like the
Go ahead. You want to go negative? We can go negative.
What was the biggest dud game that you ever got for Christmas?
Put me on the spot. Let me think. Dud game?
Yeah, I was just like you got it, and it was just like I do not care for this at all.
Yeah, I would say the biggest dud game that I got was like there was always like the one year where it's like, again, you can't be a dick. If you're a dick, your parents will fucking yell at you, kind of a thing. But it was always like, there was always somebody. It was either like a neighbor, like one of the like old neighbors on the block, or maybe like a distant uncle that's like they're my grandmother's brother, so like they're not like they it's one of those where it's like I can't remember like an exact game of like, yeah, that was a dud, but like they would get like the generic games to where it's like, oh, this is for the system that you like, and you're just like, you're looking at it with disgust, and you're just like, thanks, Uncle Blank, or like, thank you. You put on that like fake smile, like, hoo hoo, I love it. I always got a couple of those. Yet again, like that's the thing. I can't fucking think of one that was like, God, I fucking hated this and just threw it out. Like, let's be honest, I didn't play those games. It was one of those like, it's gonna go on the shelf and I'm just gonna keep it here in case that so and so comes over and they're like, how do you like your game? Oh, I've got it right here. I play it all the time. And then it goes right back on the shelf. Do you have an exact game? Like, I feel like you're asking the question because you have an exact game that you got and you were fucking disgusted on Christmas.
Oh, yeah. Because one of
so he's like, yeah, I was setting you up.
Yeah, because this one's actually ironic.
Okay.
Because I have two of them.
Mm-hmm.
The thing that's ironic about them, let me just say the titles of the games first.
Okay.
The first one, I was about 8 years old. I got Dead Space.
Okay.
Now, mind you, first Dead Space is fucking terrifying, and they bought it for an 8-year-old. Yeah,
it's
so
terrifying.
you can probably tell. Yeah, so you can probably tell why that was viewed as the dud.
Yeah. Yeah, but
And
did
so
you play it?
you
You obviously then played it later and appreciated it, right? Because you like the Dead Space games now.
Yeah, well, mostly because I wasn't like a scared 10-year-old or
Yeah.
like 8-year-old being like scared shitless by it.
Yeah.
The other one, 11-year-old me, I got Dark Souls.
Ooh, hardest fucking game in the world is what I hear.
Yeah, well, I mean, I don't know about hardest game in the world. It's a hard game, but imagine, mind you, these came from the same person. So, like, not back to back.
They hated you. That's a fact.
Yeah.
They hated you.
Yeah, there was a little bit of non-research going on here. It's one, the 8-year-old part was already the big, like, oh, no, that's M-rated. You ain't playing that.
Mm-hmm.
So, mind you, I didn't get to basically play that. Like, I had to play that game when, like, everyone else went to sleep.
Yeah.
And then with Dark Souls, 11-year-old me who could barely solve problems is being given a game that will purposely try to fuck you over. It's just like, man.
I'm trying to think. Was there a game, like, I know this is different than Christmas, but, like, was there a game that scared the crap out of me? There was. Was there a game that's good? See, like, the one that comes straight to mind, and this isn't even, like, this is now going into the tabletop kind of version, was, yet again, getting away from Christmas a little bit, but you just sparked this memory into my head. I think I've told this before, but this was more tabletop than video game, was the movie Jumanji came out when I was a kid. You know, Robin Williams, great movie, great fucking movie. And then we got the board game, Jumanji, which was exactly like the fucking game in there. You'd pick up cards, you'd put them in the middle, and then it would either send you like back spaces, above spaces. Well, my little imaginative mind thought that, like, I hated playing that game because I feared if we lost, we were going to get sucked into the game. Like, I thought that was really going to happen. It happened in the movie, so obviously it would happen in real life, right? Like, that's just how things work. Yeah. That's how my brain thought it worked. And then, did I try Amnesia? I think I might have tried Amnesia for a little bit, and I was like, no, fuck this. But basically, the moment I'm talking about is it was like a Saturday morning. Dave was at my house. It was myself, Dave, my sister, and my dad all playing Jumanji in my room. and we lost. And what my dad decided to do, which Dave thought was funny, that my sister thought was fucking hilarious, was they all started screaming, and my dad was flipping the lights on and off, and they were making it seem like we were going to get sucked into the game. I didn't stay for any of it. As soon as I heard the screaming, because I knew we had lost, I bolted so quickly out of that room, yelling at the top of my lungs, and I ran all the way to my parents' room, where my mom was still sleeping. And I remember shaking her, going, Mom, 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 I'm going to get sucked into the game. Please don't let me get sucked into the game. Yeah, so that was a moment that you made me think of. That was the most fucking, I look back at how stupid of a kid I was. And then number two of, how fucking frantic I was. Because I was crying. Because I thought I was going to get sucked in to this game. Yeah, the only other things I can think of, I think I tried Amnesia a little bit and was like, no, fuck this game. But the only other time I remember getting really scared from a game, and yes, there is video proof of this.
Oh, I've seen this.
is me playing. I only played 1 or 2 nights of Five Nights at Freddy's. It was the third one, the one with Springtrap. And it's just the jump scare got me to where it's so I'm playing in my basement. It's late at night, so it's got that creepy factor to it. I've only got one light on because obviously I need a light for you to see me on the camera. Oh my God. Why I keep that video up, I have no idea. But it's up there. I'll fucking, I'll put it in the description so you guys can see it in case you have not. But yeah, it was one of those I was playing on. I had my laptop set on, my mom had an old school desk that she had as a kid, and that's what I was playing on. And I got so scared, I went to push back, and I pushed the desk, and the whole thing shook, and my fucking laptop screen shakes. So it's oh, what's that? Oh, what's that? That's what I sound like. And fuck, I watch that and I go, I'm a fucking idiot. And how old was I? I'm gonna fucking look it up now. I gotta look when I released that, because that was only 2 or 3 years ago, people. I was in my mid-20s, late 20s when that fucking shit happened.
Oh. Dude, if anyone has not seen that video, you need to. It is such a great fucking video.
And the stupid thing was I only played once. I only played once. I think it's weird because it's still on the MVP Sports channel, because back in the day we did both. But yeah. 5 Nights at Freddy's 3. Yep. Oh no, I did too. I did play more than once. I played 3 times.
You just repressed the memory.
I do love that I named the first one Ricky's a Baby. Yeah, Ricky's a Baby is what I named that fucking video. Yeah, that I played those in 5 years ago. So yeah, I was 25 years old when I played that. And yeah, it sucks to say, oh, the last time you were scared that much by a video game was when you were not a fucking kid. But yeah, I'm a big baby. What are you gonna do about it?
I mean, to be fair, sometimes you're just, you just get scared by stuff. And people still get scared by horror movies, and they're in their 30s and 40s.
Dude, I fucking hate horror movies. I'll watch them, but I hate them. I can't stand. I don't like Halloween. Halloween's my least favorite holiday because I always get fucking scared. Christmas is my favorite, man. I realize this. Yeah, I'm gonna ask you this question. It has nothing to do with gaming. It has everything to do with Christmas. Yesterday, I dropped off food at Dave's house, right? And from Dave's house to my house, I'm like, fuck, I'm going to turn on some Michael Bublé, some Christmas Michael Bublé, which is some of the best Christmas songs that you could turn on. And immediately when that first song hits, beginning to look a lot like Christmas, was the first song on the album, I had thought to myself while I was driving home singing these Christmas songs that it is near impossible to be sad when listening to Christmas music. Am I wrong?
I mean,
I said
you can keep having that.
I said near impossible. It's not impossible. Obviously, there's some situations where no matter what you're going through, you might be sad. But like, there is something about Christmas music that will always, even if I am so sad, Christmas music will always cheer me up, make me a little bit more happier than I probably was that day.
I mean, hey, you know, that's what Christmas music is for. It's supposed to make you feel happy. It's supposed to get you in the Christmas spirit.
Do you like Christmas music, Soaps? Or are you a Christmas music
I do
hater?
not.